Okay, here's the Savage Model 99. It was first brought out as the Model 1895 by Savage for the 303 Savage cartridge. The rifles were first made by Marlin. I had one of them in a carbine version, and I wish I would have hung on to that. It'd be worth a fortune. But anyway, then in 1899 they changed them a little bit, basically to this form this one is in. This is a 1946, and it's chambered in what this video is about, the 253,000 Savage. That cartridge was developed for this rifle by a guy named Charles Newton in 1915. And he developed it to fire a 100 grain bullet. He developed the case, and the 100 grain bullet to have a velocity of 2,800 feet per second, which was very fast in those days. But Savage did what these companies are doing nowadays. Everything is for publicity, with all the new, supposedly new calibers. And they reduced the weight just enough so they could reach 3,000 feet per second, and then they named the cartridge the 253,000 Savage. The weight they ended up having to go down to was 87 grains, so the 87 grain bullet. They also loaded the 100 grain at 2,800 feet per second, which is what they get today, because the pressure limit for these guns was 4,500 psi, and that stays the same once they set that. So here's a shot of the bullet with it when it's loaded, the 100 grain, which the factory loads. But back in the old days, when they loaded the 100 grain, they had to make them in the round nose, or else the rifling, the 1 in 14 rifling, which was what they were, wouldn't stabilize it. So they loaded them with these here, these round nose. I found some of these very old ones, old Remington mushroom, and I pulled the bullets. I finally found a box of ammo down here at the Ace Hardware, and I pulled the 100 grain bullet. It has 36 grains of, I suppose it's probably Winchester, or no, it's Remington, so I'm not sure what powder, but it's low velocity. I pulled the bullet and put in the cherished little, I only have about 50 of them. I gotta try to find some more. I found these by searching. I found a couple of more boxes and I sold them when I didn't have one of these guns. But they shoot well with 87 grain and under. But with 100 grain, the Winchester silver tips, you can still buy those too if you can find them. And it shoots those, they say, better, more accurately, because they're shorter. And it's not that these 100 grain pointed are that much. They're not really that much longer, but it's just enough anyway. Whoops, I dropped the one shell. You can see they're pretty close. Just a little bit longer, and they get to wobble in a little bit. So that's my story on the 250 Savage. There goes the clock that my mother-in-law gave me. I sure miss her. So Grizzly Peterson signing off with my story of the 250 Savage.